if you can really take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
TV. It was productive. It was exciting. So you'll never leave Mr. Hurt's advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores is go through the roof, because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom. So I believe that, if everybody say it can't get done, I'm like, yes it can, why not? I said, if these kids can't read, then I'm not gonna promote them. All this, mom, dad, I'm gonna look you in your face and say this kid can't read. We let them down. School, parents, we let them down, but I'm not gonna take them to the next grade knowing that they're not at grade level. It's funny because I'm always like, okay, how are schools successful? Well, schools are successful when they demand greatness. Greatness doesn't come. We're about to make history. We're about to learn. We're about to grow. We're about to make history. And then, mark my words, it's going to be other school districts, other places around it that's going to be doing this thing. We're going to be the first model. And I'm speaking that into existence, okay?
For booking, please visit shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com.
Passionate about making sure kids got quality education?
No, that is a good question. I'm just so passionate about it because I know that if you can have a school that's set up to be able to meet the needs of the students, the kids will soar. For the last 7 years, myself, I've been a principal and I've had excellent academic achievement. Also, within the last couple of months, my school was given the status of a reward school. And that is very big because all of my kids come from inner city and they all qualify for free and reduced lunch. But also with that, we have some of the highest academic achievement within our county and within the state of Michigan. And I need to spread this word out to other schools all around the world that inner city kids can learn. Kids can really soar, but we have to set up our schools to be able to address the needs of our students. So that's why I'm passionate about it, because if we don't do it, who else will? Hello, my name is Sean Hurt, the school turn.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Sean Hurt, the school turnaround specialist, with my Saturday morning podcast. And this morning we have a hot podcast, a hot topic. What it takes to become a national blue ribbon school. You asked for it and I'm giving it to you. So this is what I need. I need you to come on in and hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. Give me 2 minutes as I get my Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter people on. And just, hey, we're going to have a good time on this morning. So come on in. Good morning, Dr. Houston. Good morning, Mrs. Truesdale from Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning, Miss Melissa Jones-Chunu. Good morning to you. Good morning, Mrs. Real Purposeful. Come on in, hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from, and let's have a good time. Let's do it big on this morning. This is going to be dynamic. This is going to be one of the best, and I mean one of the best. Good morning to you, Principal Kafele. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. I cannot wait. I got someone every week they say, Hurt, where are you at? Where are you coming from? Where are you? Okay, I want to give me a few seconds. I got to get my folks in. They're gonna be like, Hurt, come on now. You said you was gonna bring us in. I'm gonna bring you in. I'm gonna bring you in. Come on in. Come on in. I cannot wait to get this word out. And I know it's Saturday, and in Michigan it's nice and sunny. It's nice and sunny. It's March, so I know we got all of these March Madness is coming up. I know that. But hey, it doesn't make a difference. A lot of people say, Hurt, I'm at the gym. I tune in at the gym. You might be you might be driving, you might be in your living room just getting breakfast with the family. Listen, take time to understand what you can become. You can become a national blue ribbon school. Good morning to you, Miss Joy. Good morning to you, Miss Wilson. Good morning to you, Miss Harris. Oh, I got some. Oh, thank you, Miss from California. I appreciate that, love. I was thinking about all of my California teachers on yesterday when I was doing my research on National Blue Ribbon. So I got some information to share just for you regarding the California National Blue Ribbon situation. Good morning to you, Miss September. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, hit that share button, subscribe. Let's go ahead. Let me get give me about 30 more seconds. Give me about 30 more seconds. I want to make sure I got everybody in. I want to make sure I got everybody in. I wanted to make sure I got everybody in. 30 more seconds. All right. All right. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. My wife told me, she was like, you know what, doing your podcast, you need to add some colors to your outfit. Add some colors. So that's why I got this pink tie on, because my wife, she was like, hey, put some colors. You know, you're always wearing them dark colors. Put some colors, let it pop. So hopefully you guys like my outfit. You know, I don't have a stylist. My wife is my stylist. So she says, all right, this goes good. If she says it goes good, it goes good. It goes good. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump in it. Once again, my name is Sean Hurt, and I'm your school turnaround specialist. And this is my Saturday morning podcast. And I'm just happy to talk about today. We're going to discuss what it takes to become a National Blue Ribbon school. What does it take to become a National Blue Ribbon school? So I just want to once again thank Principal Kafele, my mentor. I always bring him up because a couple of months ago he asked the most important question that I heard in a long time. Are you a blue ribbon school? Are you a nationally blue? He asked that question a couple of months ago on his podcast, and it resonated to me as an educational leader, as somebody that's working with schools. That is the most important question. Are you a national blue ribbon school? Why is that question important? Because if you are a principal, a superintendent, you need to be making sure that your school is trying to become a national blue ribbon school. It's just like in sports. It's just anything. We don't want to play sports just to play. We want to win a Super Bowl. You want to win an NBA championship. You want to win it's March Madness. You want to win a college basketball tournament, boys and girls. You want to win it. You don't just participate to participate, but you want to win. So as school leaders, what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal, the highest goal that you can achieve, one of the highest, is become a national, not a national blue ribbon school. So I'm gonna talk about that. Okay. So before I kind of jump in it, we're going to talk about a couple of things. And I always ask this question, and I need some feedback. What keeps you up at night in education? I've been saying this for the last month. What? And just write it in the chat. Yes, Dr. Houston. She says, wife knows best. You're right. Yes, Doc. My wife does know best. Yes. So what keeps you up at night as an educator? And I've been asking this because what keeps you up at night as an educator, that is going to fuel your work. What keeps you up at night as an educator will fuel your work. So let me give you an example. In 2006, the one thing that kept me up at night, I wanted to be a principal of a school in an inner city with black kids, with about 500, 600 black kids, and I wanted to have some of the highest academic achievement in Michigan. That kept me up at night. That drove me. That was my mission, because I wanted to be able to sit in front of anybody at the state level, at the federal level, and at the national level and say, we have 800 kids, K through 8th grade, and we have some of the highest academic achievement in the state of Michigan based on our district and state assessment. That is what kept me up at night for about 10 years. And then when I accomplished that, I was so happy, because I wanted to prove to everybody that black kids coming from inner city and rural environments can learn at an all-time high. That's what kept me up at night. Now, I need you to put it in the chat. What is keeping you up at night? What is the one thing or two things that's keeping you up at night? I got some answers, and we're gonna go slow. We're gonna have time because this kind of supports our thing regarding the National Blue Ribbon school. This supports it. We have one person says children read in several grades below grade level. Okay, good. That's what keeping you up at night. The feeling of top-down institutional as well as self-imposed pressures. That's what's keeping you up at night. All right. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure. You know what? I'm seeing that my internet might be dragging. Let me know if my internet is dragging. I want to make sure my internet is not dragging. Am I good? Okay, cool. Okay, somewhat. Am I good? All right, cool. I saw it kind of going back and forth. Okay, good. Ms. McNabb says maternal students getting left behind academically, not having adequate resources to be productive. Yes. Ms. Joy, how can I support my AP and my principal move? Video only, audio. Okay, thank you, Principal Fela. I think I kind of made some difference. So I think my video is good. Thank you, Principal Fela. The understanding of urban schools. Okay, cool. All right. Housekeeping notes. This week I am excited. I will be in Georgia on March the 21st. I'll be spending a whole day at Spirit Creek School, and I'm gonna be spending a whole day there. So I'm excited. I am excited. And then on Friday, I will be at the OSG Transformational Conference. I know some of my friends will be there as well. So I can't wait to see you guys. That will be in New York. I'll be presenting on Friday, March the 22nd at 2:30. So make sure you come down. Listen. I am bringing it. I got so much information. It's going to be. I'm taking it to a whole nother level. I'm going to a whole nother level. So I'm excited regarding that. So make sure you come and check me out. I will be putting pictures and I'll be posting things throughout the day. Okay. All right. Cool. Let me do one more thing, and then we're gonna go ahead and get moving. All right. Okay. So now I'm gonna talk about what it takes to become a National Blue Ribbon school. And you're saying, Hurt, what does it really take? What does it take? So before I get into it, I'm gonna talk about information that you probably didn't know or didn't realize. But the first thing I want to say is this, is that the reason why you feel that you might not be able to do it is because you never see no one do it before. A lot of times we'll say, oh, that's just a lofty goal. It is impossible. It is impossible to become a National Blue Ribbon school. And I will tell you this, it is not impossible. In 2017, yours truly, Sean Hurt, at Inkster Prep Academy in Inkster, Michigan, 2017, we became a model National Blue Ribbon school in 2017. And in 2018, we became a reward school. So that means we got distinguished a reward school by the state of Michigan. So we knocked out the state, and then we became and then also a model National Blue Ribbon school the year before that. So what happened was that when we knocked out the state of Michigan, we just took it to another level on a national level. So that is why I'm here to say it could be done. My school, K through 8th grade, we were inner city, all black students, free and reduced lunch. So we just went to work. So I'm gonna talk to you about how you can do it. It is hard for somebody to tell you to do something if they have not done it. It's hard for somebody to say, hey, you can lose 60 pounds if you've never done it. If you've never lost 60 pounds, how can I sit and train you and do all those things if you've never done it? How can I tell you to become a principal if you've never been a principal? How can I tell you to become a superintendent if you've never been a superintendent? How can I tell you to make your school a National Blue Ribbon school if you have not done it? So that's why I'm here. I've done it. Google me is on facts. I've been talking about it for years and years. So I'm about to give you the answers to the test. Now, what I need you to do is we need to get notes and pen out. I'm going to go very slow, so I'm going to explain some things. And then from there, I'm going to hit you with the characteristics on what it takes for you to be a National Blue Ribbon school. You can do it. You can do it. All right. So let me talk about the criteria first. because, okay, Herc, I hear you, I feel you, I'm motivated. I'm about to be the next one in my state. So now you just need to know the criteria. So in order to be a National Blue Ribbon school, it's two things that they look. First of all, everything is based on your state assessment. Write it down. Please write this down. It's based on your state assessment. Okay? And then based on your state assessment, they look at two areas. They look at high academic achievement. Okay, high academic achievement. That means your kids being proficient. And they look at the other areas called achievement gap closing. Achievement gap closing. So you got proficiency, high academic achievement, and achievement gap closing. And what they do is that they take the 5th percentile in your state in both of the areas. So you might say, Herc, we might not be able to make it in proficiency. We might not be able to get that in proficiency. Okay, I get it. But you can be able to get that in closing the achievement gap within your students. A lot of people didn't realize that's the two criteria based on the state assessment. Okay. Okay. So, okay. And then they're taking the top 5. Now, each state that you're in, you're going to love this. Each state that you're in, they have a certain amount of schools that they will a certain amount of schools that they can choose for each state. So each state has a certain amount that they will choose every year. So for example, Dr. Houston, you hearing this? I got my South Carolina folks in the house, right? I got my North Carolina, I got my Atlanta. I know I got Jersey people in the house. I got Principal Family. So I'm about to tell you the number for each state. I got my California. So for the state of Arkansas, for last year, they only chose 4 based on the size of the state. For Arizona, they chose 5. For California, I got California in the house. They chose 35. For Georgia, they chose 8. For Illinois, they chose 16. Michigan, that's my hometown. Michigan, I wish every principal in Michigan was on my podcast. I'm from Michigan. I know Michigan like the back of my hand. They chose 13. North Carolina, they chose 9. 9 for North Carolina. Ohio, for last year, they chose 14. South Carolina, Dr. Houston, Dr. Taylor, my South Carolina folks, how we doing? They chose 5. New York, I'm going to be in New York in a couple more days. They chose 19. So I'm not going to go through all of the states, but these are the ones I picked out based on my friends, based on people that I work with. So every year, that's the most that they choose from. Well, know what? Oklahoma and Alabama, I would have been on here for all the time. Listen, inbox me if you want to know your state. Just go ahead and inbox me. Say, hey, Herc, what is my number? So just put it. I'm just reading off the few ones that I kind of plucked out. So once again, Michigan 13, South Carolina 5, New York 19, California 35, Georgia 8. So every state has a particular number. Of course, the bigger states, they have more. California 35. Some of the smaller states are small. But the question, but the reason why I'm saying this is because you could become the next one. You could become the next one. Total for the whole United States, it was 353 schools that they chose. Altogether for the whole United States, 353. So you could become that. You can become it is not hard to do it. I'm telling you what they're looking at. So I'm giving you the information right there. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the common characteristics, the common things that these schools have had, because the National Blue Ribbon, they've been in existence since 1982. So it's 42 years. So I'm going to give you 42 years of research, 42 years of information. Then I'm going to tell you, with these 42 years of all of these schools for the last 42 years, how I became it as well. So now you got the information, okay? You got the information, and now I'm going to give you the characteristics, okay? The characteristics. All right? Hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. You know what? Put some emojis in there to tell you, say, Herc, this is sounding good. This is sounding good. Put some emojis in there. Come on, let's go and give me some comments. I got people commenting. They like, Herc, what about my state? What about my state? Listen, Listen, it'll be good. It'll be good. National Blue Ribbon School. Who wants to be National Blue Ribbon School? Who wants that? Who wants that? Who wants that? Who wants that for next year? Who wants to be able to put that big banner in front of your school? Be able to go to your superintendent, your school board meeting, be able to tell your 900 parents, we have one of the best schools in the nation. We have one of the best. Tell me that will take you to another level. What about superintendents? You are the superintendent to be able to say, hey, I got 3 or 4 nationally blue ribbon schools that's in my district. Superintendent. Man, that feels good. All right. So next, we're going to talk about the common characteristics. So I gave you the rubric. The rubric is right there. The common characteristics for the last 42 years. The first thing is that all of these schools, the 353 schools, the thousands for the last 42 years, they have administrators and teachers. They have administrators and teachers who are committed to high standards of learning for all students. They have administrators. I'm the administrator. You're the administrator. And teachers that are committed to high standards of learning for all students. Well, that's obvious. Well, it's obvious, but do we have both working together, the administrators and teachers? And then are you committed to high standards, raising the bar? Write it down, please. Raising the bar. How do I become a National Blue Ribbon School? The principal and the staff, the teachers, the custodian, the secretary, everybody in that building is 50 adults in your building. They're committed to high, not medium, not good, not average, but high. They are raising the bar. It is high standards of learning for not some, not for the smart kids, not for the low kids, not for the medium kids, for all of the students in the school. Write it down. How do I become that? Principals and and teachers are committed to high standards of learning for all of the students in the school. Man, I told you I'm going to set the captives free. We're going to be National Blue Ribbon schools. I am not playing. I'm not playing. I am not playing. The schools I'm working with for next year, forget the state level. Yes, I know you're going to have 15 to 20% proficiency increase. I know you're going to do that because the systems we put in place is working. No, we're not going to be the state level. Yeah, you're going to beat the state. We're going to go National Blue Ribbon. Well, Hurt, you just motivate me. You talk. No, I don't talk. I don't believe in talking. I'm believing in action. Next year, at the end of this time next year, I'm going to say, hey, I got 2 or 3 schools that I worked with that's been on my podcast that National Blue Ribbon. How do you know? Because I did it. Woo! I am man. Okay. All right. I got 9 more minutes. I am going slow. Yes. I cannot wait. I cannot. The next thing is this. See, Dr. Houston, people think that we playing. I'm not getting up at 10 o'clock just to play. I know you're not getting up at 10:30 to do your thing for Create and Educate to Play. I know Principal Kafele at 11, from 11 to 1. We not playing. Folks not playing. Josh Tarver and Dean Packard on Sunday, we're not playing. This is not playing. I'm not getting a dime for this. Yes. I woke up yesterday, all day Friday, from 4 to 8 o'clock. I'm doing research. I called the person from the National Blue. I called them. I was on the phone with them for hours, getting understanding, asking questions. That's how I know about your state. That's how I know about this. I'm calling. I'm researching. I'm on the phone. I'm not playing around. I have notes right here. They're going to be emailing me some more information on Monday. I am going to make sure that I'm going to make sure that these schools is going to be great. I do not care what it takes. That's my commitment. I'm not playing. I cannot wait to go down to Atlanta on Thursday in New York on Friday. I'm going to tear it up. I'm tearing it up. I'm going to tear it up. Next one, number 2, National Blue Ribbon Schools. These are common characteristics. They collect and analyze data to measure the effectiveness of instruction and assessment. They collect and analyze data to measure the effectiveness of instruction and assessment. Lord knows you know how I feel about data. Look at my background. This is one of my classrooms. This is a data wall. Look at my background. This is my school, one of my classrooms. We collect and analyze data to measure the effectiveness of instruction and assessment. We're not just collecting data to say we're collecting it. We're not checking off the no, we are collecting data to make sure that Monday through Friday, what we're teaching is effective. The assessments that we are giving is effective. And if it is not effective, then we just change the next week on how we deliver the instruction. We collect it, we get it. So you got to have a system in your school to get the data. My system was that I wanted to make sure by Sunday night, that was me, Sunday night by 8 o'clock, I had all of the data from the previous week and I collected it. I analyzed the data because on Monday from 3 to 4 o'clock every Monday, we had our data meeting. That was what I did for years and years. We had a system in place. Okay. And the reason why I did that because I wanted to see if what my teachers was doing was my kids getting it or not. This is not hard. It is not rocket science. Were they getting it or not? And then if they were not, then I was able to help the teachers. I was able to help the students. I was able on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to be able to, when I was going into the classrooms to do my observation, just to see what was taking place, I was strategic to go to these classrooms. I didn't just go to go, but I have my data in place and say, all right, I got to go to Miss Smith's math class at 10 o'clock because only 25 of her kids would show mastery on geometry for the following week. So I went in there to see what was taking place. The second part, number 2, I collected and analyzed data to measure, I'm going to say it again, to measure the effectiveness of instruction and assessment. How do I become a blue ribbon school? I'm giving you 2 characteristics right there. Oh man, hit that share button. Please hit that share button. Please let me know where you're coming from. I got my good friend Pastor Vaughn on here. My pastor, he said, "Man, Hurt, listen. What you're saying is making sense. Not only in schools, but we can use this in other walks of life." So thank you for those comments, Pastor Vaughn. I love you to death, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is hit that share button. I am gonna go slow. Like Josh Tarver said, you got to go slow like Luther. So I'm going to go slow. Next one is this. The staff engages in professional development to stay at the forefront of best practices. The staff engages in professional development. How do I become good at what I do? How do I be able to educate inner city kids and rural kids that are 3 years behind in reading? How do I do that? The staff, not just a few people, not your leadership team, but the staff, everybody engages. They just don't go, they engage. They're in it. They're feeling it. They're taking notes. They're part of it. In professional development to stay at the forefront of best practices. Not practices, but these are the best practices. That means that you are tuning in to my podcast every Saturday. Create and Educate at 10:30. Principal Kafele at 11. Josh Tarver and Dean Packard on Sunday. You're reading books. You're having people to come in. These are the experts that have done it in their craft. Now, this is the other part. They attend the right PDs, the right ones. Why would I attend a PD on some that I don't have to deal with at my school? Why would I do that? If I'm trying to be a blue ribbon school, I'm going to attend, or I'm gonna bring in somebody that can make me become a blue ribbon school. If I'm having a hard time with data, interpreting NWA, iReady, I'm going to bring in somebody that is an expert in that, because I know that the data will have a direct impact on student achievement. If I'm having problems with classroom management, oh, I am talking good now. Yes, I'm going to bring in somebody that can sit with my 15 teachers who are first year teachers or long-term subs that are having problems, and they're going to show me how to do it. They're going to walk me through it, and we're not going to just do it once. We're going to be consistent with the PD. We're going to be consistent with what we're doing. We're going to be consistent with the training. Common characteristics. What are the common characteristics of high performing schools? You want to be a blue ribbon school, this is how you do it. It's not rocket. We're not going to make things up. We're not doing that. This is going to be consistency. The next one. The students show academic achievement. That means in their district and state assessment. So that means when you have your district and state assessment, they show academic achievement. But this is what I want you to do. The school rewards growth and proficiency. The school rewards the students that are growing and also the ones that are proficient. A lot of times we will acknowledge the ones that are proficient. These are the kids who scored in the blue on the state assessment. Let's come on up. Let's give them a round of applause. But what about the kid who might have not scored at a level 4? I'm gonna talk state assessment, level 4, high standards, but they grew from a level 4. They grew from a 1 to a 2. So they might not have been the highest on proficiency, but they had the highest growth. Remember, for a National Blue Ribbon school, they are looking at 2 areas. You can become a National Blue Ribbon in high academic achievement. That's proficiency. Also, closing the achievement gap. So closing the achievement gap is growth. So if I'm closing the achievement gap, I can get it for either one. Oh, are you serious, sir? Yes, I am serious. I am serious about this. I'm serious about this. So I'm gonna have to stop right here because it is 10:29, and I want to make sure we go in and support Create and Educate. This is what I need you to do. If you would like for me to come into your school, work with your staff, work with your team on becoming a National Blue Ribbon school, inbox me. For next year, I am only taking 4 more schools that I'm working with. I currently have about 13 schools I'm working with. I want to add about 3 to 4 more schools. If that's you, inbox me. Also, make sure you go to my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube page. Hey, I'm trying to get my YouTube page up. I'm trying to get this word out to everybody. And I'm just excited about it. The last thing is that I appreciate everybody for tuning into my podcast. I love you. I thank you. I thank you for your dedication. I do not take this for granted. I appreciate you dearly. I want you to have a blessed week. Keep doing the good work and become the school that you want to become. Become the school that you want to become. Let's go ahead and support my other friends. Love you. I'll be in Atlanta and in New York on this week. See you next Saturday.